Some of us will wince at the last V8, fully aware of the grueling post-apocalyptic journey ahead. Set in the bleak aftermath of a nuclear winter in 2008, you're one of the last survivors stuck in an underground bunker, tasked with driving the final V8 muscle car through a radioactive wasteland to reconnect with humanity. No pressure then. Released in 1985 by Mastertronic's Mad label, this effort from David Darling, Richard Darling, Jim Wilson and Rob Hubbard is infamous for being one of the hardest Commodore 64 games I ever played. Later ported to the Commodore 128, it remains just as brutal. From the off, the last V8 does impress with its split-screen design. The top half shows a smooth overhead view of the hazardous terrain, while the bottom half displays a fully functional dashboard with blinking warning lights and fuel and radiation meters adding tension you can almost feel. For 1985 hardware, this was quite an achievement. We couldn't do this video without talking about the music either. Rob Hubbard's soundtrack is a masterpiece of moody synths and relentless rhythms that perfectly capture the post-apocalyptic bleakness. Even now, Rob Hubbard's SID tunes are absolute gems, plus the occasional digitised voice shouting
V8, return to base immediately,
adds a strange post-apocalyptic touch that budget games rarely managed. But the real test is the controls. Steering the V8 is like trying to tame a particularly grumpy ferret on ice skates. Far too twitchy and sensitive. One wrong move sends you crashing spectacularly. And believe me, you will crash. Repeatedly. Crash. Then crash again. Another crash. And yes, one more crash for good measure. It's as if the game delights in mocking your lack of driving talent. Every twist and turn is a potential disaster. After smashing into more walls than I care to remember, frustration finally kicked in. Then came a moment of sheer madness. I rotated my joystick 90 degrees. Now from this position, pushing forward made the car accelerate and pulling back slowed it down. A control scheme so baffling it could give you whiplash. But miracle of miracles, it worked! I actually managed to stay on the road for a few glorious seconds without ploughing into radioactive rubble. Progress. In fact, I actually got quite decent at driving with this weird control mechanism. This game shows you absolutely no mercy whatsoever. Maze-like radioactive roads, a ticking clock counting down nuclear warheads, and zero room for error. The C64 version offers two brutally tough levels. The Commodore 128 port adds a third, with a Mars to Earth backstory twist, but keeps those maddening controls intact. Looking back, the last V8 certainly divided opinion when it first hit the shelves. Critics admired its impressive graphics and memorable soundtrack, but couldn't get past the near unplayable controls, resulting in some fairly average reviews. Today, the last V8 is a glorious, frustrating relic of Commodore ambition. A game where style meets maddening substance, wrapped in unforgettable music and pioneering split-screen design. David Darling went on to co-found Codemasters and later reflected on the last V8 as a true labour of love, born from a small team's passion and limited resources. These days we might watch YouTube playthroughs or cheat our way through, but as you'll see, I'm still crashing spectacularly at every opportunity. So yes, the last V8 remains a punishing but oddly compelling blast from the past. Not for the faint-hearted, but a must-discuss piece of C64 history. Will you enjoy hours of gameplay? Probably not. But it's worth firing up just to suffer through the crashes, soak up the soundtrack, and maybe, just maybe, master the unforgiving roads with your contorted joystick. Thanks for watching guys, hit the like button if you survived the ride. And be honest in the comments about how many times you've wiped out in this legendary driving nightmare. I'm sure many of us share the pain. Your support is massively appreciated, so please subscribe for more retro content. Browse the playlist for classic Commodore games, and stick around for the next video coming up right now. Until then, stay retro, and, well, try not to crash too much. Bye for now.